and we actually learn the narrations, basically.
Yes.
The entire line of narrations we learn and make sure, okay, yeah, this is true. And every individual in the narration, we kind of analyze him for the quality of his truth and integrity to test, okay, if he is really kind of believable. If something you find in the line of narration, somebody is not good, we remove that entire thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that is how we kind of analyze and then make sure, okay, this is really the truth.
In the New Testament it says, "Beloved, believe not every spirit, but trust the spirits whether they're of God."
Yeah,
in the New
so when you find a lot of errors, right, in a book, and for that matter, right, in Jesus, right, if you know, a lot of the verses in the Bible has been written down by people who after Jesus is gone, right?
But see, I don't have a problem. I've always believed the Bible, so that's not even a problem. That's not an issue for me.
Because you're kind of blindly believing.
No. Here's where here's what you don't understand. You don't know me as a person personally. I don't blindly follow anything.
So do you know?
I study the scriptures. I research, and I question everything I'm taught.
Nice.
I even question what
really
you're taught.
That's really good.
So don't.
Very few
so
people.
I'm not the majority. Just remember that.
So do you know there are a lot of scientific errors in the Quran?
There's what?
There are a lot of scientific errors in the Bible. Like the errors in numbers, errors in...
Oh, I'm well aware of that, but again, I've also can rebuttal a lot of that too, but I'm not here to debate. Yes, I've read both sides of the story, the people who believe that the errors and those who believe that there's no errors.
So, but you still believe, okay.
Yeah.
So but you know that there are errors, but you still believe.
Yeah, but translation and transmission are two different things. Scholarly, translation and transmission are not, so do not mean the same thing.
What is the original language Jesus spoke?
The translation is actually from one language to another. Transmission is not the same thing as translation. People confuse transmission. Transmission is where God is transmitting that message to the messenger, and the messenger writes that down. Okay, translation is different languages.
Without translation, so what are you reading now? Are you reading translation or transmission?
Transmission, because it directly came from God.
Yeah, but you are reading some
Gabriel.
language. You're reading some language.
Right, but I'm telling you, Gabriel is the one that came down, and the angel Gabriel, and then that's where gave Muhammad the inspiration and revelation to write that down. Yeah. Just as Moses was inspired by God to write the tablets of the 10 Commandments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. So do you believe? The thing is like, so you're saying that the current day Bible, you're saying, even with all the errors,
I still believe it's inspired. All scriptures is given by inspiration of God, and it's profitable and reproof.
Anything from God, right? They should not have mistakes.
God doesn't make mistakes. Man makes mistakes, but that doesn't mean the Bible's corrupt. The Bible's not corrupt. Man may make his own errors.
So why do people actually remove certain parts of the book from the Bible?
Because of their own choice. They make choice. They don't believe this, so they choose to do that. But that's not God's fault. That's not God's fault.
So I'm not saying that's not God's fault, but what I'm saying is there has been errors that has been added,
but there's also
added into the Bible.
Historical, we have evidence of manuscripts, New Testament manuscripts that go all the way. So the canon has been preserved. And there's a great deal of evidence of that.
So if you see, right?
Dead Sea Scrolls is an example.
Absolutely.
So the Bible's not corrupt.
If you see some of that match what we have in the Dead Sea Scroll with what we have today, there are a lot of mismatches.
But that's not a problem for me, because I believe it's God's word.
That's what I'm saying. You're actually blindly following.
No, you're judging.
I'm not judging.
Yes, you are, because you're assuming that...
Let me tell you an example.
Stop. You're assuming that I'm blindly following. And I just explained to you, I do not blindly follow. Because number one...
How can somebody believe something is from God and he still believes that it's corrupted or it has errors?
Because number one, I'm a free thinker. Two, I'm an independent person. I don't follow what anybody says. I follow between me and God. I don't even agree with everything that Muslims teach. I follow what God shows me, not you or anybody.
So let's go back a step back a little bit, okay, and then see. So what you're saying is, there are errors in the Bible.
But that's not God's fault. That's not.
I'm not saying
that doesn't make God. That doesn't make the Bible corrupt.
I'm not saying that. I didn't say that. Let me complete my verse. So you're saying there are errors in the Bible?
No, I'm saying there have been men that make translations. That just because there's a translation that's errors doesn't make all the Bible corrupt. One version, I'll give a good example of a version that's not good. The New World Translation by Jehovah's Witnesses. There's a lot of errors in that, but that doesn't make every Bible corrupt. That's my point.
So this is the thing. So any part of the Bible, even if one verse is wrong or correct,
that doesn't make it corrupt.
Or changed or error.
That doesn't make it corrupt.
That makes it insignificant, right?
To me, it makes it insignificant. Right.
right?
To me.
To me, you make it. So you're saying that even if there are errors, you still believe.
It's still insignificant. I see the errors, I understand it, but again, I have a mind of my own to make up my own mind. Nobody tells me what to believe. I make that choice.
So you're
I'm not blindly.
with
Don't
all-
say blindly because that's judging.
okay. So you're with all the knowledge that you know. Okay, there is error, but still you're following that.
Because God gave me a brain to make up my own mind.
But then, are you following that or not? That's the question.
I'm not following that.
You're not following the Bible.
No, I am.
You are following the Bible.
Yes.
So you know there are errors,
Yes.
and you are following it.
Yes, I am still following the Bible because it's true. The Bible's still true.
That's what I'm
Don't
saying.
don't worry about whether it's logic or not. That doesn't matter. I throw logic out the door.
That's a problem, right?
Not for me.
You're saying God has given you the brain
So to think for myself.
to think for yourself, and you're not thinking here.
Yes, I am thinking
If
because
you're thinking, then how can you follow something that's an error?
because it's between me and God reveals to me from His Spirit what's true. That's the difference between you and me.
No. The thing is like that, right? So it's Bible is not just for one person, right? Bible is for the whole community.
I'm not thinking about that. It's
No.
between
So
me
that's
and
a problem,
God.
right? That's a problem.
No, it's
because-
not a problem for me. For you, it would be.
because
No, it's not a problem for
So
me.
let me
Because you know what?
explain
I can walk out there and worship God anywhere, and I have a free conscience.
that. No. That's true.
And I'm not going to go to
So,
hell
but-
because I'm not a Muslim. I'm not going to go to hell because I'm not a Catholic.
So when you think, right, when you think just independently of you, what you say make perfect sense. I mean, I'm not talking just about you. I'm not talking just about you.
Okay.
I'm not talking. So don't take it personally. Don't take, please, because why I'm trying to explain you the concept. Okay. I'm trying to explain you the concept because if you believe,
I'm way ahead of the game. I understand what you're trying to tell me, but
So-
I'm going to
so-
tell you. Look, listen to me and hear me out. I'm come from a recovery. I used to be a brainwashed person who just took everything that anybody said and I just followed it. And I would judge and tell people, oh, because you don't believe the way I believe, you're going to go to hell, you're going to go to hell, the Muslims are going to hell, the Mormons are going to hell. No, you know what? I've gone through a recovery program called Fundamental Anonymous, where it recovers us back to our independent thinking for ourselves. And so I can't think like that exclusively, no, because I recovered from thinking. When I was thinking exclusively all the time, I would be very judgmental on other people, intolerant of other people's beliefs. I wasn't willing to open up to other belief systems and choose and pick on my own. So that's my background. I'm recovering from being a brainwashed, judgmental person. That's where I want you to understand that. So I love everyone, and I love all truth, no matter where it comes from.
yeah.
When I was in my 20s, I was a judgmental, harsh, arrogant, bigoted person towards all religions. Now I'm not.
So
God has set me
essentially-
free.
Essentially, what I'm trying to explain to you is like, for example, you have a lot of glasses of water. Okay?
Yes.
Some glass of water has some little dirt on it.
So I pick and choose what I want. Take the clear glasses and throw off the other. That's how I
Let me
think.
complete what
Okay.
I'm trying to say. Okay, you have like 5 glasses of water here.
Right.
One glass of water is pure.
Yes.
There's no dirt. And the second and third, fourth, fifth, all of the 4 glasses, except this one, has a little bit dirt. Some
Yes.
of them, based on like whatever it is, right?
Yes.
So you can see that.
Yes. So
right?
what I
Which-
do?
Which one do you pick up?
No, I pick and choose what I want. I'll just take the dirty one out, throw it out, and take the rest of the good. And that's what I do with every belief system. I
With
pick
water,
and choose.
if you put
No.
some dirt on it, the entire water gets dirty.
No. Slice it in half. I said, we're using a metaphor. We're not talking literal. I slice the half. If I see something in a group that's air, cut it off, take it out, take what's
But
it's
if
true.
you want to pick one glass out of it, which one do you pick?
No, there wouldn't be one glass. There'd be several glasses. I'm using it as an analogy.
So you won't drink one glass of water from this?
No. Whatever truth comes from whatever group I take. If whatever is air, I throw it out. Okay, I'll give you an example.
Let me try to understand. Okay, so you're trying to create your own.
No,
thing.
I'm not creating. Between me and God, He reveals to me from my spirit, His spirit, what's true to me and what isn't. It's not me, it's God.
But you know what? So you're saying that you're talking to God every day, and
Yeah, I get. He reveals to me what's true.
That's not how God used to work before, because God used to send messengers. You understand? You believe? Do you believe in that?
I believe He served.
Do you believe in Moses?
I believe.
Do you believe in Abraham?
Okay, this is going to blow your mind. I believe more than one messenger. I believe the prophet Joseph Smith. I believe the prophet Muhammad. I believe Moses. I believe in all. That's going to blow your mind because I know you can't understand that. But I believe in every messenger.
So
Has something good to contribute, and then that's going to blow your mind because you don't think that way. You don't believe that way. But see, that's where I'm different. I'm not like everybody else out there in this world.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is like,
And I'm
mean-
enjoying this conversation because it's only enhancing my beliefs. It's confirming my beliefs to be stronger with God, and it's a pleasure interacting with other people like you, who are my brothers and sisters.
absolutely.
So I just want you to know, I don't have any personal hard feelings. I enjoy talking. You
Absolutely.
give me strength with God.
Okay. So my question is like, so you're saying that God talks to you.
Yes, He reveals to me, to His Spirit, to my mind and heart.
Historically, does that used to happen?
Yeah, it has. Moses spoke to God face to face.
Moses is a messenger.
Still,
So
my
the people,
point
the
is,
people around Jesus,
but my
Moses,
point is, messengers aren't the only people that God talks to. That's my point. He talks to everyone, not
but
just
how
messengers.
can you ensure that okay, it is God who's talking to you and not
Because,
probably somebody else?
In the New Testament, it says, "Beloved, believe not every spirit. Try the spirits and test them to see whether they are of God." It says, "Search the scriptures. If it contradicts something that's been revealed, God is not going to reveal something that's contradicted."
But how do you check again? What do you check against?
The Word of God,
What is the word of
the
God?
Bible.
The Bible?
So if
But that's
if-
changed. Changed by human being.
no, it's all
Is it changed by human being?
no.
You're not sincere, bro. Seriously.
No, I do. I'm way ahead of the game.
No.
You can't say I
So
don't
you're
understand.
saying that Bible is not changed by human beings? Human beings write the Bible?
Just because
They change the Bible?
just because human beings have made their own versions does not change the Bible. It's still spiritually all inspired.
You're trying to put a curtain in.
No.
Seriously.
No, I'm not.
Seriously. Eh?
You can't speak for me.
I'll tell you. Come.
No, we're not here to debate. I'm just here to share. That's all.
So you read this one. This will really help you.
When I die, Christ is not. I'm not going to. God's not going to say, "I'm a Jew. I'm a Christian. I'm a Muslim. I'm a
No,
Mormon.
no.
I'm a Catholic." No, He's
Whether
not
you're
going
a
to say
believer
that.
or non-believer, that's all.
I am a believer. I became born
So
again
when
35 years ago. I became a born again Christian, and I'm still a born again Christian. It's the difference between me and other Christians you've talked to is I embrace all truths from all groups. That's the difference. I'm not an arrogant Christian that judges other people, going around telling people they're going to hell.
Yeah, I mean, like this is the thing, right? So let me try to kind of understand where you're coming from, right?
I am an interface with everybody. I love everybody, and that's going to be me till the day I die. And I know where I stand. You can disagree, and that's your right. But it's my right to also disagree and stay where I'm at, where I know where I belong.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah, but-
I'm going to be in heaven, so I'm not worried. I have that assurance.
From where?
God Himself. He revealed it to me. So
Like what?
from His Word.
How did He reveal?
Because I have that personal relationship with Him. When I became born again, He transformed and changed my life inside. It's not about me. It's His grace that saved me. His grace has forgiven my sins.
So you
He's-
can't do anything now?
Huh?
You can't do
It's-
anything?
By grace we're saved. I'm not saved by
So-
myself. I can't save myself. My good works and religion is not going to save me. It's only Christ that's going to save me. He's going to rescue and redeem me. He's the mediator between God and man. But anyway,
That's
at least you have an idea what Christians believe in.
I know Christians.
I know,
I've
but-
seen a lot of people.
but we're individuals.
I have been here for a while. I talk
Yeah,
to
but
a lot
I'm
of people
saying,
who are being joining
we're
Christians.
individuals. I mean, at least you're talking to one Christian that's an individual. I think for myself. Nobody brainwashes me. I just got through telling you I come from a recovery program, so I'm not going to judge and say my way is the only way. Everybody, whatever path you're in, that's between you and Allah, and out of respect and love. I have that respect and love for all brothers and sisters. So I'm glad I have this portable because I like to read a lot when I'm by myself.
Sure. Thank you for stopping by.
And I like to fast. I do fast all the time. I know, especially in June, that's Ramadan. So,
Yeah, Ramadan keeps changing. It's not in June.
of course.
It keeps changing.
Yeah,
So-
but I love Middle Eastern food,
Nice.
especially. And that black seed oil, I
Yeah.
sell it a lot and tell people all about it. I don't believe in Western medicine. Is Western medicine here in America? No. Black seed oil, everything organically, yes. That I know came from God. I know from my heart it came
Everything
from God.
came from God.
I know,
There's
but
nothing
I
that-
but
there's
I know
nothing-
because I got a revelation from God, and that's how I get my communication, getting a revelation from God. If God speaks to a messenger, He can speak to all of us. And that's where we differ and we don't agree. I believe He speaks to everybody, not just messengers.
So then you don't need to have these books and everything, right? So you can
Sure,
talk to everybody.
no, 'cause
And
I
then
believe-
you don't need to send messengers at all. Like, what you're saying is right. Individually, everybody. God has all powerful. He doesn't have to send messengers. He doesn't have to do all that. He can talk to everybody. He can make everybody. He can make everyone right.
And the
He
people
can-
who want to listen to messengers, he's made messengers for people to listen to. So it's all good.
So, what you're saying is, like, if God start talking to everybody, right?
Yes.
Why do we need messengers?
Because some people are on a level where they need to have messengers. Everybody's on a different level. Like grade 8, grade 9, grade 10, everybody spiritually is at a different level. Not everybody's on the same path.
But for God to talk to everybody, He can talk to everybody.
He does.
He
He
can.
does miracles
So it doesn't matter for God, right? Whether you are in grade A or 10. It doesn't matter to Him.
It doesn't matter whether you're reading the Bible or the Quran, as long as
No,
you're
no, you
speaking
understand
to
my
him.
question. Did you understand my question? Do you understand my question?
Yeah.
Do you understand my question?
Yeah, I
What was
understand
my
your question. You're asking about
Yeah. Why do God needs to send messengers? If God
because
directly
he's
talks to
speaking.
people.
He's giving messages to the world in general, not as individuals, but generally.
Correct. So why do He talk to individual people?
Because
why do we need to?
it works two ways, individually and as a group.
No, that was never the way. God never
you
used to
can
talk to individuals.
You can say that, but again, we
No,
have
historically, you give me an historical proof saying that during the time of Moses, he used to talk to everybody. Give me a proof.
he's talking. Look at
Somebody else has a book.
Yes, the Book of Mormon.
That's a long time ago. Long
That's
time
a-
after
no,
him.
that's a-
During
no.
the time of Moses, I'm talking.
No,
you're saying-
that was after Moses.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. A long time
That's
after
that's still modern up to today.
that. That's what I'm saying. So I'm with you on that. I'm saying that I'm asking you. Historically, you talk about Prophet Moses, Prophet Abraham,
Today,
Prophet
the
Jesus.
prophet helped-
Anybody during their time,
Yes,
they also get revelation.
but revelation has not stopped. It's still today. We have revelation today on the earth. That
Do you
hasn't,
understand?
it hasn't
Do you
stopped.
understand my question? Do you understand?
Yeah, I do understand your question, and I'm answering it. I said revelation
No, you-
has not stopped. It's still today.
No, my whole thing is like if you're saying you're talking to God every day and stuff like that.
Yes.
That's